Hey folks, this is Dave, and I'm in my shop today, and this is where I do all of my messy work when I'm making dioramas and other things. All the things that create a lot of dust or make a lot of noise. I do that in here. And I have a shop improvement today. I have a project that my wife asked me to do, so I bought a new tool, and I'm excited to set it up and share it with you. So here we go. I'm going to bring it out right now. Exciting. Boo. That's right, folks. And here is my new tool. It is a Model 4210T.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. It is a Model 4210T. Yeah, what this really is a drill press, and it's going to come in super handy because I have the ability to drill straight holes or cut straight things, kind of like a syphilitic hamster. I suck at it. So this is going to help me cut some really nice, accurate holes into some doweling, which is the project that my wife wants me to make. So I'm going to set this up and get it tuned up, and then I'm going to start working on a project. So as you can see, this is a Wen brand drill press. Wen's not known for being like the best company in the world as far as I understand, but on the internet it comes up as being one of the better budget drill presses, which should suit my needs just fine. I don't need top of the line, top end. I'm guessing I'm going to make like 100 drill cuts with this in its lifetime. I'm buying it more just to have straight up and down ability. I'm not expecting to use this day in, day out. If it was, I would probably invest in something much sturdier, but you don't need to spend all the money on all the tools. I am a big proponent of spending money to buy good quality tools that you use and you get benefit of. But if you're not getting that benefit, get the good enough, because sometimes good enough is good enough. And this is right here, this beast, according to the internet at least, should be good enough. And that's good enough for me. So I'm going to unpack this sucker using a time-lapse montage. That project that I'm working on is building a display tree for my wife's rope bowls and little keychains and Christmas decorations that she makes. And she goes to various art sales and she wants to be able to display all those things in this nice tree format. So what I'm going to do is grab some doweling. This is, I believe, 3/4 inch doweling, and this is 3-inch doweling. I'm just going to drill a bunch of holes and then use the smaller doweling to build a tree structure that you'll be able to use. So that is the plan. All right, so what I have set up here is a jig. This is the doweling that's going to be used. The specifications are to be 5 inches from the bottom, and then every 4 inches, and then turn it 90 degrees, and then put an alternate 4 inches marks. So I have drilled one hole at the 5-inch mark and then a hole into this board and dropped this dowel in there so I know that this dowel will not rotate. Then I can use the laser measurement here to line up the mark straight on the measurement mark, and then I can just keep on drilling. And because this to there is 4 inches, I can just keep moving this doweling down until I get the required number of holes and then go from there. So let's do that.
Find out more at capricorn.com/autonavigator. Visit 99%.
All right, so I have all these holes. They're not perfect, but neither am I. They should suffice, fit for purpose for my wife's crafting booth. So what we want to do now is cut these smaller dowels so they fit into the holes So they fit into the holes like that. And then it's going to be a tree shape, so we're going to have shorter ones at the top, longer ones at the bottom. So I'm going to rip all of these off on my table saw and see where that leads us. All right, so I got all my doweling cut, and I also cut out this base. This is a 12-inch, like 1 foot diameter piece of plywood that I got at Lowe's and drilled a hole in it. So I'm going to dry fit everything together just to see how it all looks, and yeah, go from there. So there you go. I think it's going to work really well. It's fairly sturdy. It'll be sturdier once the base is actually formally attached. It needs good sanding and then a good paint job, but should be serviceable. All right, so I've gone outside to do a bit of sanding to clean up all the little burls and bits on the wood before I finish it off with some stain. I came outside to control the dust. Why make dust inside you have to clean up, but you can make it outside and have the wind blow it away. So I'm going to spend some time out here in the nice fresh fall day in North Carolina. 120 grit sandpaper, some wood, get some tunes on, and let's start sanding. So what I'm going to do is paint these up. But before I do that, I'm going to measure the midpoint and mask with this really thin masking tape, just the midpoint. And that will leave, this is an actual piece of dowel here, that will leave the center part unstained and the outer part stained. That way when the rod is stuck into the stand, they'll know where the middle part is and they don't have to guess. And then it'll all be clear coated, so it'll still be protected, but and it'll be hidden by the stand where that line is, so it'll still look good, but it'll be very convenient, and I think that will be a nice feature of this, so that's what I'm going to do. So, a bit of lesson learned. I put a coat on these dowels and it actually swelled up, which is apparently what you'd expect from just what I've Googled. So I sanded that down with like 600 grit sandpaper, put on a second coat, and while these are drying and curing, I am going to start putting a coat of the stain onto my post, and then I'll probably do the same thing of sanding it once it's dry and then putting on a second coat. Then I just need the top coat and I'm done. So we're making progress. That's the finished product, and I think it looks pretty damn good. Now the icing on the cake here is, if you notice, the top here, I inserted a little magnet so I can put decorations on top. All we have to do is embed a rare earth magnet with the correct polarity, and then we can just stick it on top and it'll stick. Perfecto.
That's fine.
So there you go, the tree stand put to use. All right, that's it. If you like my stuff, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.